everyone. Thank you, ma'am, for conducting Turiya meditation. That was really enchanting. Dear Sky intellectuals, our desire is to extend a gracious and inclusive welcome to all of you to the Sky Meditation and Spiritual Discourse in English, which is being organized by the World Community Service Center, ALIA ITT. And unskilled layman trying to repair a television set is almost sure to spoil it, while an experienced and skillful person knows exactly on what to lay hands and to rectify the malfunctioning. He operates at the right place. Knowledge is the key. Similarly, in the control of mind, a novice tries hard and gets disgusted when he finds himself more messed up, while yoga gives him the necessary techniques to operate at the right place at the right time to gain complete mastery. This skill is the trick of allowing the mind to calm down and not to use brutal force to stop it. In action, yoga is a special skill which makes the mind reach its subtler state. Yoga, karmasu kausalam, Gita. To expound the concept of Sky Yoga for mental well-being, we have our guest of honor, Sky Assistant Professor, Dr. S. Jahanamal ma'am with us. Ma'am pursued her MA MPhil History, MA B.Ed English Literature, MA Yoga for Human Excellence. Now, she completed her PhD in Yoga for Human Excellence. Her articles are published in reputed journals. She has 28 years of teaching working experience in reputed schools and colleges. At present, she is working as Assistant Professor of NGM College, Pollachi, in the Department of Yoga for Human Excellence. Madam started her service with the Sky from 2000 onwards. She has been serving in Vedatrium for 13 years. She is taking the vision classes at Temple of Consciousness at Pollachi. Now, we request our Assistant Professor, Dr. S. Jagadambal ma'am, to deliver her speech on the topic Sky Yoga for Mental Well-Being. Be blessed by the Divine.
Good evening, all. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Let the whole world be blessed by the divine. A beggar had been sitting by the side of a road for over 30 years. One day, a stranger walked by. Spare some change, mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding out his old baseball cap. I have nothing to give you, said the stranger. Then he asked, "What's that you are sitting on?" "Nothing," replied the beggar. "Just an old box. I have been sitting on it for as long as I can remember." "Ever looked inside?" asked the stranger. "No," said the beggar. "What's the point? There is nothing in there." "Have a look inside," insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment, disbelief, and elation, he saw that the box was filled with gold. The box was filled with gold. I hope all would have understood the meaning or moral of this story. We, like that beggar, the human beings, search our happiness outside, unaware of the fact that all that is lie within ourselves. The true happiness lies within ourselves. Though we have great material worth, if we are not aware that true happiness is inside us, we are just as a beggar. We are looking outside for scraps of pleasure or fulfillment, for validation, security, or love, while they have a treasure within that not only includes all those things, but is infinitely greater than anything the world can offer you. So we should realize this. As Vivekananda says, beware of your thoughts because thoughts become action. We are what our thoughts have made us. So take care about what you think. Words are secondary. Thoughts live, they travel far, says Swami Vivekananda. So thoughts are very important. Vedatri Maharshi says that thought force is the first phenomenon to be understood by the truth seekers. So the topic of this session, how to improve our mental well-being. How Sky Yoga practices improves our mental strength. Let us ponder over the factors. What are the factors which will help us to improve our mental strength? What is mental health? We should know first and foremost why it is necessary to improve our mental health. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health influences whatever we think, feel, and behave in day-to-day life. It also affects our ability to cope up with stress, overcome challenges, build relationships, and recover from life's setbacks and hardships. So, we are feeling that strong mental health isn't just the absence of mental health problems. We think that the absence of mental problem is mental health, but it is not the fact. Being mentally or emotionally healthy is much more than being free of depression, anxiety, or other psychological issues. Rather than the absence of mental illness, mental health here refers to the presence of positive characteristics. So, positive characteristics, we have to build the positive characteristics which will help us to be mentally strong. How can we identify the person whether he is mentally strong or weak? Yes, there are certain characteristics which differentiates mentally strong people from mentally weak people. Let us know what are the factors which differentiate them. The people who are mentally healthy have a sense of contentment in their life. Whatever they do, they will have a satisfaction, a zest for living, and the ability to laugh and have fun. Mentally strong people deal with stress and bounce back from adversity very quickly. A sense of meaning and purpose in both their activities and their relationships. The flexibility to learn new skills and adapt to change. They will have balance between work, play, rest, activity, etc. They will have the ability to build and maintain fulfilling relationships. Self-confidence and self-high esteem are the qualities of mentally strong people. These are some of the characteristics which all the people possess, those who are mentally strong. We can see some of the living examples of mentally strong people for better understanding. We all know about Swami Vivekananda, an impressive personality. His famous speech in Chicago in 1893, who represented Hinduism, his vast knowledge of Eastern and Western philosophy and culture, as well as his deep insight, astonished everybody, the people of America. He says that you have to grow from the inside out. None can teach you, none can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. Vivekananda explains the Vedic philosophy throughout the world. Next is Mahatma Gandhi. He is known as the father of our nation. He adapted non-violence to achieve the freedom. He is known for his mental strength. His physical strength is weak, but his mental strength is so strong. His inner conscious and mental power gave him strength to fight against the mighty Britishers. Next is Sri Aurobindo, a famous national leader and also is a patriot and also a philosopher. He says that mental strength is equal to state of mastery. It is an art of mastery. Those who possess it, none can disturb them. The power of spiritual higher mind will help the ordinary people to achieve the mental strength. This is what he has explained in his integral yoga. He wanted to bring the supramentalism to the earth plane for the salvation of whole mankind. That was his mental strength. As we all know, Ramalinga Vallalar, a revolutionary philosopher who worshipped God in the Jodi form, Arutperunjodi. His main concept is compassion is the essence of his teaching. Jivakarunyam is the essence of his teaching. Food for hunger is the essence of his teaching. He established Dharmasalai at Vadalur to feed the hunger people. It's still now existing now. Next comes the Vedatri Maharishi, a revolutionary thinker of 21st century who explained the concept of magnetism in a very simple, ordinary way for the understanding of all people. He made Brahmanyanam to the understanding of ordinary people. His motto, to propagate world peace through individual peace, he achieved it. Next is Abdul Kalam, who lived among us, a most powerful personality, popularly known as the Missile Man of India, who created the vision of India by igniting the mind of the youths, explaining that India's strength means military might and economic prosperity. Strongly believed that his inner strength, he believed in his inner strength. All these philosophers or great people which I have mentioned, if we see the life history of those people, we can understand that they have undergone so many difficulties and turmoils in their life, and yet they are successfully bounced back and achieved a great height. They remain the role model for their followers. I know some of you might have heard about Amy Morin. Amy Morin, a psychotherapist and a social worker, he has detailed the key characteristics about 13 things mentally strong people don't do. Amy Morin is a great psychologist and a social worker. Her books has been translated in 40 languages. Her article attract over 2 million people all over the world. She is famous for her TED Talks. The talk named The Secret of Becoming Mentally Strong has very good response, and soon, very quickly, it has come under the top 15 list, and 14 million viewers had viewed her talk. So, she says that to develop mental strength, three-pronged approach. It is about controlling your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. So, three-pronged approach is necessary to grow mentally. It is that you have to observe your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. According to her, mental strength isn't often reflected in what you do. It's usually seen in what you don't do. Mentally tough people refuse to give up after failure and don't let others' judgment affect them. She says that physical health, mental toughness must be worked toward. Knowing how to regulate your thoughts and control your emotion helps build mental toughness. Feeling sorry for yourself is a self-destructive. Morin wrote in her book that indulging in self-pity hinders our growth, living a fulfilled life. It wastes our time, creates negative emotion, and hurts our relationships. Instead, you can change it as affirmation. The key is to affirm the good in the world, and you will begin to appreciate what you have. The goal is to swap self-pity with gratitude. You have to replace self-pity with gratitude. Next point is that they don't give away their power. Mentally strong people have a hold of their own activities, works, and emotions. Those people give away their power when they lack physical and emotional boundaries. Maureen wrote, "You need to stand up for yourself and draw the line when necessary. If other people are in control of your action, they define your success and self worth. It is important that you keep track of your goals and work towards them." So, to grow mentally, we should follow 5 stages of change. That is pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. This is what she has explained in her book. This is the same thing Maharishi has explained in his introspection classes. He has explained the 10 stages of mind, how the mind functions in 10 stages. That is, we have to feel, then the need happens, we have to try it, we have to put it to action, the results come, we have to experience it, we have to analyze our result, we will learn a lesson from it, and then we can come to a conclusion. So mind that functions in these 10 steps will give great success to us. The next point she says is that they don't shy away from change. We should not hesitate to accept the changes in life. Be ready for alterations. The negative characters such as stress, anger, jealous, ego, anxiety makes us weak. Try to leave them. How you will leave? It is explained that when you hold a burning coal in your hand, can you hold it for a longer time? No, you will just throw away it. In the same way, we have to throw away. Another example is that if we are walking for a long time, if we are carrying unwanted baggage, what we will feel? We want to just throw the baggage out and walk freely in the road. In the same way, we have to throw your anger, stress, jealous, anger, anxiety, throw away like that. Keep your mind free. It is very difficult process to cross these steps, but shying away from them will prevent your growth. So the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Then other people will outgrow you. You have to look over it. Next point is that they don't waste energy on the things which are not under their control. This is what Maharishi teaches in his introspection course in Ori says, whatever is predestined to you, you have to accept it and undergo it. It simply implies that if the mind accepts a fact, then suffering becomes less. So rather than focusing on managing your anxiety, you try controlling your environment. Shifting your focus of the things you can't control can create increased happiness, less stress, better relationships, new opportunities, and more success. The next thing is that they don't worry about pleasing everyone. Can you please everyone, whoever you meet in your lifetime? Never, never. It will not work out. We cannot do that. We often judge ourselves by considering what other people think of us, which is the opposite of mental toughness. Maureen has listed out 4 facts about trying to be a people pleaser. It is a waste of time. People pleasers are easily manipulated. It's okay for others or to feel angry or disappointed. And you can't please everyone. So dropping your people pleasing mindset will make you stronger and more self-confident. Next is that the mentally strong people don't fear taking calculated risks. We should not fear to take calculated risks, but we should not take foolish risks. People are often afraid to take risks, whether it is financial, physical, emotional, social, or business related. When you are not taking risks, you cannot gain knowledge. A lack of knowledge about how to calculate risk leads to increased fear. So try to take risks. People mentally strong will take risk at any time, calculatedly, because they have the courage to face everything they come across in their life. They don't dwell on the past. The present moment may be sometimes unacceptable or unpleasant. Accept it as it is and then act whatever the present moment contains. Accept it as it is, as if you have chosen it by your own choice. Always work with it, not against it. Make it as your friend, not enemy. This kind of attitude will bring a miraculous transform in your life. Because fixing on the past mistake doesn't solve anything. Only one good result is that we can learn lesson from it, from what that has happened. Rather than the emotions, and looking at a situation from a new perspective can be helpful for our growth. They don't take a mistake. These people, strong people, they will not do the same mistake over and over. Whereas most of us have the habit of making the mistake many times, same mistake many times. So mentally strong people accept responsibility for their mistake and learn a lesson from it, create a thoughtful written plan to avoid making the same mistake in the future. We have to learn that concept. Mentally tough people they don't resent others' success. They don't resent it. Because focusing on other person's success will not pave the way to your own, because it distracts you from your path. Even if you become successful, you may never be content if you are always focusing on others. You may also overlook your talents and abandon your values and relationships. So we should avoid that quality. Mentally strong people, they never give up after first failure. Thinking that failure is unacceptable or that it means you aren't good enough does not reflect mental strength at all. In fact, bouncing back after failure will make you stronger. Success is going on from failure to failure with same enthusiasm. They don't fear for being alone. Creating time to be alone with your thoughts can be a powerful experience, instrumental in helping you to reach your goals. Becoming mentally strong requires you to take time out from the busyness of daily life to focus on growth. There are many benefits which we can reap in the solitude. Solitude at office can increase productivity. Alone time may increase your empathy. Spending time alone sparks creativity. Solitary skills are good for mental health. Solitude offers restoration. As Maharishi advises, meditation in solitude gives immense benefits. So live in solitude. As our philosophers, Tamil philosophers says, Tanithiru, Pasithiru, Tanithiru. So they don't feel for the world owes them anything. We always blame the world for our failure. It's easy to get angry at the world for our failures or lack of success. But the truth is, no one is entitled to anything. It must be earned. It is our own karma. Whatever we face, it is our own karma. Life isn't meant to be fair. If some people experience more happiness or success than others, that's life. But it doesn't mean you are owed anything if you are dealt a bad hand. All the happenings happens in our life due to our bad imprints or good imprints. As Maharishi says, the key is to focus on your efforts, accept criticism, acknowledge your flaws, and don't keep score. Comparing yourself to others will only set you up for disappointment if you don't receive what you think you are own. So we have to develop that quality. The last but not least is the tolerance is very important. They don't accept immediate results. Mentally weak people are often impatient. They overestimate their abilities and underestimate how long changes take. So they accept immediate results. It's important to keep your eyes on the prize and relentlessly work toward from long-term goals. There will be failures along the way, but if you measure your progress and look at the big picture, success will definitely come. Success is an attainable goal only. So, these are the 13 points which we have to avoid to grow mentally, which we have to leave to grow mentally. We saw what are the things which we should not do. Now we will see certain factors which will boost your mental strength. What we should avoid and what we should follow. These are the things. There is a close relationship between resilience and mental strength. What is resilience? Resilience is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant obstacles. It is an ability to recover from or adjust easily to the misfortune or the change. That resilience is very essential. Having solid mental health doesn't mean that you never go through bad times or experience emotional problems. We all go through disappointments, loss, and change. And while these are normal parts of life, they can still cause sadness, anxiety, and stress. But just as physically healthy people are better able to bounce back from illness or injury, people with strong mental health are better able to bounce back from adversity, trauma, and stress. This ability is called as resilience. It is an important factor quality which we should develop in ourselves. People who are emotionally and mentally resilient have the tools for coping with difficult situations and maintaining positive outlook. They remain focused, flexible, and productive in bad times as well as good times. So Vedatriyam suggests a simple, effective method to boost our mental strength. Nothing but, as we all know, meditation, exercise, simplified physical exercise, and introspections. All these combinedly practiced in a daily method will give us resilience, the power of resilience. But we should follow it in a continuous way. Then only we can develop that resilience. Anyone can suffer from mental or emotional health problems, and over a lifetime, most of us will suffer. This year alone, one among five are suffering from diagnosable mental disorder due to pandemic and lockdowns. Yet, despite we can think how mental health problems are, many of us take no efforts to improve our situation. Even if the problem is going, we don't take any step to improve our situation. Simply we are going on the same side. We ignore the emotional messages that tells us something is wrong and try toughing it out by distracting ourselves. We distract ourselves. We ignore the problem by self-medicating with alcohol, drugs, or self-destructive behaviors. We always bottle up our problems in the hope that others won't notice. We hope that our situation will eventually improve on its own, or we simply give up, telling ourselves that it is just the way they are. It is all a part of karma. But it is not so. We have to practice. We have to come out of it through practice. It is a good thing that the skies practices helps us to overcome this and elevate our mood, become more resilient and enjoy life more. But just as it requires effort to build and maintain physical health, so it is with mental health also. We have to work harder these days to ensure strong mental health, simply because there are so many ways that life takes a toll of our emotional well-being. Why we often neglect our mental health? Have you pondered over this fact? Have you ever thought about it? We often neglect our mental health. We give importance only to our physical health. Even in today's advanced world, many of us are often reluctant or unable to address our mental health needs. This can stem from a variety of reasons. including in some societies, mental and emotional issues are seen as legitimate and physical issues. They are seen as a sign of weakness or somehow as being our own fault. Some people mistakenly see mental health problems as something we should know how to snap off out of. Men especially would often rather bottle up their feelings than to seek the help. Many people think that if they do seek help for mental and emotional problems, the only treatment option available is medication, which comes with unwanted side effects, or therapy, which can be lengthy and expensive. The truth is that whatever your issues, there are steps you can take to improve the way you feel and experience greater mental emotional well-being. And you can start it from today itself. Instead of medication, you go for meditation. That will give you better result without any side effect. So make social connection a priority. How can we boost up your mental strength? There are certain tips which can boost up your mental strength. Make social connection a priority, especially face-to-face relationship is needed. No matter how much time you devote to improving your mental and emotional health, you will still need the company of others to feel and function at your best. Humans are social creatures with emotional needs for relationships and positive connections to others. We are not meant to survive, let alone to thrive in isolation. Our social brains crave companionship, even when experiences have made us shy in distressful others. Why is this face-to-face companion so important? What do you think about it? Phone calls, social networks have their place, but nothing can beat the stress-busting, mood-boosting power of quality face-to-face time with other people. The key is to interact with someone who is a good listener, someone you can regularly talk to in person, who will listen to you without their own conceptions of how you should think or feel. A good listener will listen to the feeling of yours behind your words and won't interrupt, judge, or criticize you. Call a friend or loved one now and arrange to meet up. If you both lead a busy life, offer to run errands or exercise together. Try to make it a regular get together. Get out from behind your TV or computer screen. Communication is a largely non-verbal experience that requires you to have direct contact with other people. So don't neglect your real world relationship in favor of virtual interaction. This is the main thing which is now going on after this COVID pandemic. We are neglecting our real, real world relationship. We are in behind of virtual interaction. These groups often attend satsangs, spiritual discourse meeting very often because these groups offer wonderful opportunities for meeting a value person, people with communication, common interest. So try to attend satsangs in large number. Don't afraid to smile and say hello to strangers you cross paths with. Making a connection is a beneficial to you and you never know where it may lead. So these are some of the tips. Staying active, being active, staying active is a good for the brain as it is for the body. The mind and the body are interestingly linked. When you improve your physical health, you will automatically experience greater mental and emotional well-being. Physical activity also releases endorphins, powerful chemicals that lift your mood and provide added energy. Regular exercise or activity can have a major impact on mental and emotional health problems that relieve stress, improve memory, and help you to sleep better. So please give primary importance to physical activity, any kind of physical exercises it may be. You have to do that regularly. You don't have to exercise until you are soaked into sweat or every muscle aches. It is not like that. The concept is not like that. Even a modest amount of physical activity is enough. It can give a big difference to your mental and emotional health. and it is something you can engage it right now. You can boost it now, and outlook and help to regain the sense of control. Make an exercise a regular routine of your life. Aim for 30 minutes of activity regularly. If it is easier, 3 10-minute session can be just effective. Try rhythmic exercises that engages both your arms and legs, such as walking, running, swimming, weight training, martial arts or dancing, etc. Add a mindfulness element to your workouts. Instead of focusing on your thoughts, focus on how your body feels as you move, how your feet hit the ground. For example, the rhythm of your breathing or the feeling of on your skin. Try to listen over it. Learn how to keep your stress level in check. Stress take a heavy toll on mental and emotional health. So it is important to keep it under control. While not all stresses can avoided, stress management strategies can help you to bring this back into balance. Take a friendly face-to-face social interaction with someone who cares about you is the most effective way to calm your nervous system and relieve the stress. Interacting with another person can quickly put the brakes on damaging stress responses like fight or flight. It also releases stress busting hormone, so you will feel better even if you are unable to alter the stressful situation itself. So appeal to your senses. Once you discover how your nervous system responds to your sensory input, you will be able to quickly calm yourself no matter where and when the stress hits. So doing things just because they are fun is no indulgence. Play is an emotional and mental health necessity. Make time for contemplation and appreciation. Think about the things you are grateful for. Meditate, pray, enjoy the sunset. Simply take a moment to pay attention to what is good, positive, and beautiful as you go about your day. Gratitude is a very important quality we should develop, which will give a stress relief to you. Take up a relaxation practice. While sensory input can relieve stress in the moment, relaxation techniques can help you reduce your overall levels of stress, although they are likely to take more time to learn effectively. Yoga, mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation can put the brakes on stress and bring your mind and body back into the state of imbalance. So, sky system relaxation techniques give you immense benefit. Manage your emotion to relieve the stress. So, accepting your emotion, especially those unpleasant ones, many of us try to ignore, can make a huge difference in our ability to manage stress and balance your moods. Apply emotional intelligence whenever and wherever necessary. So, eat a healthy diet. Unless you are trying to change your diet in the past, you may not be aware how much you eat and what you eat affects the way you think and feel. An unhealthy diet can take a toll on your brain, mood, disrupt your sleep, sap your energy, and weaken your immune system. Conversely, switching to a wholesome diet, low in sugar and rich in healthy fats, can give you more energy, improve your sleep and mood, and help you to look and feel you as a best. So, last but not least, to maintain, this is what Swamiji says in his introspection as to maintain limitation in the factors such as food, work, sleep, sex, and thought. So, find a purpose. Find a purpose and meaning in life. Set goals, noble goals. Try to be more spiritual. Aim for spiritual growth. Everyone derives meaning and purpose in different ways that involve benefiting others as well as yourself. You may think of it as the way to feel needed, feel good about yourself. A purpose that drives you on. Simply a reason to get out of bed in the morning. In biological terms, finding meaning and purpose is essential to brain health as it can help generate new cells and create new natural pathway in the brain. It can Also strengthen your immune system, alleviate pain, relieve stress, and keep you motivated to pursue other steps to improve mental and emotional health. However, you derive meaning and purpose of life. It is important to do every day. Every day you have to practice it. It will help you to maintain the one in our 1 in 4 people are now struggling in mental health at some point or the other. So, and with the, during this coronamic pandemic period, it has troubled economy. Many are in crisis right now. More than ever, people need a trustworthy place to turn for guidance and hope. Set a guru, simply follow his teaching. So at this point, I like to say that Sky Yoga Center is the best place. You have to divert your attention to Sky Yoga Centers. Sky Yoga System provides solution for all your needs. Follow your guru, follow his teaching, take his responsibility as yours. Try to follow his principles, take his vision and mission as yours. Work hard to spread his noble teaching throughout the world. This is the best service you can do for the society. Helping the people to come out of their ignorance, opening their inner consciousness, and guiding them for moral and spiritual enhancement is the better service you can ever do to the society. That is the noblest service of your lifetime. So, as Vivekananda says, take up an idea, make that one idea as your life, dream of it, think of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, the body, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be filled with that idea. And just leave every idea alone. This is the way to success. This is how you can improve your mental strength. Take it as your idea. Try to grow mentally strong. Try to go mentally strong and achieve the success. Thanks for the opportunity. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன். On behalf of all the listeners, we thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful speech, which inspired more and informative, comparing with mentally strong people and mentally tough people to overcome from it, how the Vedatrian techniques useful to us. Thank you, ma'am. Well explained. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Now, the forum is open for discussion questions. Please click on the raise hand button in your Zoom app to raise your questions to our professor. While you prepare for your questions, we have a few important announcements to make. Please emphasize all your near and dear ones to learn and practice Kayakalpa Yoga. You can easily learn Kayakalpa Yoga from your home by visiting the website kayakalpayoga.edu.in or by downloading the Android application. Our monthly journal, Anvoli, is also available in the Android app. Get access to the premium content of our Guru Yogiraj Sri Vedatri Maharishi's speeches at a nominal subscription. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all past speeches of our beloved professors for free. Karma Yoga principles of Vedatrium suggest donating 1% of income to the good causes of society. As some of you are aware, these donations are not expenditures but investments. You get more than what you pay as a good karma. We invite you to donate to the World Community Service Center either through the Angoli app or through our official website, vedatri.edu.in. Section 80G exemptions are available for these donations. Now, we will start the question and answer session. We request the participants to stick to the question directly. Please unmute yourself and introduce your name and place. Any questions from the participants? I think there are no questions. Okay, ma'am, shall we conclude the session?
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, வாழ்க வளமுடன், ma'am.
Thank you. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you. Once again, thank you for your wonderful speech, ma'am. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Dear Sky meditators, let us all put our minds together to bless our professor. Please come to meditative state by focusing your mind on the Durya Chakra. Professor Janaha Veeraraghavan ma'am for conducting Durya meditation. Be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. Her loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service, be blessed by the divine. Let us bless Professor Dr. A. Jagadambal ma'am for giving a nice speech. Be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. Her loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service, be blessed by the divine. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us tonight. Please keep enlightening us with such more valuable and interesting topics. Giving is not just about making a donation. It is about asking a difference, and giving is the greatest act of grace. Dear donators, thank you for your great generosity. We, the World Community Service Center, greatly appreciate your donation and your sacrifice. Your support helps to further our mission of spreading Vedantam to the whole world. By the grace of divine bliss, may you and your family enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. Be blessed by the divine. We are happy to bring online programs live from the Alia Temple of Consciousness tomorrow. Morning, 5:15 a.m., 9 Center meditation in Tamil, conducted by Professor R. Rajeshwari ma'am from WCSC Coimbatore Zone, along with all your IT team. 6 a.m. exercise in Tamil. 7 a.m. 9 Center meditation in English by Professor Kavita Om Kumar. 11 a.m. Tamil speech on the topic of Padma Vyugam by Professor Narayanan Sir Tirupur. Evening program details, 5:55 p.m. Panchendriya meditation in Tamil, conducted by Professor M. Nandini from WCSC Coimbatore Zone with all your IT team. 6:30 p.m. re-telecast of morning's Tamil speech. 7:30 p.m. Duryadhita meditation. 8 p.m. speech in Telugu, topic usefulness of yoga in the present society by Professor T. Durga Prasad from Vijayawada. We request you to share this program, invite with your friends and relatives. Let everyone take part in this spiritual journey. We thank our beloved President, Padma Shri Arunidhi S.K.M. Mailanandan Sir for his leadership, guidance, and entire support. See you all tomorrow with another interesting session. Till then, be safe, meditate, and practice our Kundalini Yoga. This is Kasturi Sridhar from the World Community Service Center, ITTM, Alia. Let us conclude the program with the World Peace Prayer. World blessing. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of grain. Let the practitioners of all trades flourish and grow, and culture progress through the need to share and grow. Let the rules be beyond feelings of anger or fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guide us along path always right. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Good night.